everyone, my name is Paige, welcome to my channel. Today I asked on Instagram, I asked a few days ago if you guys could send in some questions for me, and you guys sent in your questions and I'm going to answer them for you. Annalena Turnbull asks, what makes equine in general special for you? What makes it special for me, I think, is the whole time you're working with an animal who is communicating in a way that you don't communicate with really anyone else in your life. Maybe apart from your pets and things, but that's what makes it special for me. The horses themselves, I love working with them, and I just really enjoy having a partner that you don't talk to, but you somehow have this silent communication that can achieve so much. So that's why I really like equine. So yeah. Tanisha asks, why is horsemanship so important when riding? In regards to horsemanship with you and your horse when you're riding, I think it's really important that you apply the methods you would apply on the ground and that you would apply with your horse when you're riding, because you build a stronger connection. It makes the idea of being able to understand each other much easier. So I think it's really important, because otherwise you're not going to get as much out of your riding as you possibly could. Noah Briggs asks, do you plan what you're going to do in your self-ride, or do you just decide when you get to the stables? When I'm riding by myself, it depends. Some days I'll be like, you know what, today I'm just going to relax, I'm just going to go to the park, I'm just going to do nothing, I'm just going to relax, let my horse eat some grass, do a bit of trotting, do a bit of cantering. I'll be very relaxed about it. Other times I'll actually write up a lesson plan and I'll be like, okay, you're going to start off with this, then you're going to do this, then you're going to do this. And usually doing it that way makes the time go a lot faster and I feel a lot more productive. So sometimes I will just go out and do whatever, but most of the time I go in with some kind of game plan of what I would like to do. Equine Life asks, what was the horse's name that you first jumped? The first horse that I jumped was called Cassie. She was a liver chestnut. I'll see if I can insert a photo here. If I can't find it, there'll be nothing there. But yeah, no, her name was Cassie. She was a little pony. She was so adorable. Loved going fast and was a little liver chestnut with a blaze. Georgia asks, are you ever going to buy your own horse, and if so, what would you look for? To be honest with you, I would look for a horse that I would either go two ways. I would either go with a jumper, like a horse who has jumped before, a horse who is a good schoolmaster, things like that. Like I'd either go with that, or I would actually go the complete other direction and I would like to rescue a horse. And either of those options are not possible right now just because of where we live and because of resources and time and stuff. Neither of those aren't possible right now, but they're kind of the two directions I would go for. But yeah, so I don't really have a specific criteria, just because I know at the moment that that's not going to happen, and my criteria may change when that actually does happen. Georgia asks, and what is your opinion on Spurs? My opinion on Spurs is, if they're not used in an abusive way, if they're used properly, if the person using them is aware of how they are supposed to be using them, then I think they're absolutely fine. But any ones that have like the spikes on them or anything like that, I feel like are very hard not to abuse with, and I have never used Spurs ever. I don't think I ever really will, just because I'd rather build my horse's relationship with some more natural cues than rather bringing in an artificial aid. But yeah, my opinion on Spurs, if you don't use them abusively and you use them for the right reasons, then I think they're absolutely fine. Equestrian Journey asks, have you ever felt like giving up in riding? No, I haven't. To be honest, I've sometimes felt like giving up riding certain horses, but no, I've never felt like giving up riding in general. I don't think I'll ever really feel like that. But yeah, no, I've never felt like giving up in riding. Claudia asks, how do you stay confident in bad situations? Whether this is like a personal bad situation or like a horse bad situation, I'm going to go with the horse one because it's a horse Q&A. But I would say, this has happened to me quite a few times where I've been in like a bad situation and I've been in front of a lot of people, and the first thing I hate is when people are like, are you okay, are you okay, are you okay? That really frustrates me. Just let the person be okay with themselves. But how do you stay confident? Just think about that all those riders sitting there who you might feel might be judging you have probably all been in that position or been in that position worse. So in reality, a lot of riders may try and make out like you're in a bad situation, they're on the superior side, but realistically, they've all been in a bad situation before, and if they haven't been in a bad situation, they haven't ridden well enough to get themselves in a situation like that, if that makes sense. But staying confident, yeah, just think everyone's been here before, it's fine, and you should concentrate more on giving your horse confidence in a bad situation than making sure you feel confident. Spirit Canon asks, how long have you leased Winston for? I have leased Winston, this is, okay, let's start, September 2014, September 2015, about a year and a half, I would say, about a year and a half. Ashley asks, what's your opinion on taking shortcuts, for example, using harsher bits, using more tack, etc. I believe that if you can, you shouldn't try to take shortcuts. I think you should try and build a foundation with your horse that you're working with so that you don't need to take a shortcut. However, I do believe in some extreme situations, I don't think taking a shortcut is bad, but I think you should really get a lot of opinion on it before you do that, and I think you should really try and base you and your horse's relationship off a natural base without any artificial stuff like harsher bits and things. I think that kind of comes back to a fundamental issue that you need to fix before going and getting more tack or excessive things like harsher bits. Emily asks, where do you get inspiration or help for your horse riding? I get most of my help or inspiration from my instructor, simply because she's my instructor. She gives me the help that I need. My inspiration, I kind of get more from people on YouTube. I get a lot of my inspiration from Your Riding Success. I'll pop up a card right over there, and if you go click on that, you can see her amazing channel, not just how she rides, but how she handles situations, how she motivates herself, etc. I get a lot of inspiration from her. And there are a few people I get inspiration from in my own equestrian community. I won't mention their names just because, you know, personal stuff, but yeah, I get a lot of inspiration from people in my own equestrian community as well. Pulse37 asks, how often do you usually ride throughout the week? I usually ride about 3 times, so yeah. Haley asks, are there other riders in your family? If not, then why did you decide to start riding? There are other riders in my family. My parents did ride when they were younger, and not like competitively or like super English or whatever. They just rode, they went in a lot of to the country, they did some galloping, just like really pleasure-like stuff. And that, I would imagine, along with my instant love for horses, is what let them get me to start riding. Great English page. But no, yeah, so I started taking lessons when I was about 4 years old, and I think what got me into that was, one, because my parents already loved horses, and then when they saw that I loved horses, it was like, oh, boom, let's get her into riding. They don't really ride anymore, to be honest, but not in like a professional sense, just more they did it for fun, they did it because they loved it. Elizabeth Alicus asks, what's the highest you've jumped? The highest I've jumped is about 1 meter. Horsey Admirer asks, at what point do you think you'll move on from leasing? Are you happy to continue leasing, or would you rather buy a horse? Sorry for all the questions. That's okay. I think at the moment I'm happy to continue leasing. At the moment buying a horse is not going to fit in with my daily life, and yeah, pretty much. Let's just live in the present is my answer to that. But yeah, I think for the while I'll continue leasing. Amethyst Prayers asks, what is your favourite thing about riding? My favourite thing about riding is simply the fact that I get to be with horses the whole time, and the fact that it's so rewarding is my favourite thing about riding. Ella asks, what's your favourite thing to do when you're horse riding? My favourite thing to do when I'm horse riding is probably cross country. I really love it. I don't do it very often, but when I do it, I enjoy myself, I have a blast. So cross country is probably my favourite thing to do. Along with bareback, even though I absolutely suck and my balance is horrid, bareback is pretty fun. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please give this video a thumbs up if you did. I'll pop up a card right now if you want to go click there. That's my second channel where you can subscribe for extra content, where I post extra videos. I usually post once or twice a week, and yeah. And I'll pop up a card as well for any other videos that you may have missed from this channel that you might like to go watch. Anyways, I'll see you next time. Bye bye.